You're listening to Footsteps Receding, where everything changes when you ask the right questions. I'm Dr. Ra, professional educator and restorative religion historian, psychologist and esoteric anthropologist, mystic and spiritual medium. I've earned a doctorate in clinical psychology and 2 masters in human behavior and educational psychology. That's not to be confused with school psychology. That's a different practice. But more importantly, I've spent years unlearning what those systems taught me, because I discovered that the very institutions promising to help people were systematically diminishing their minds, their spirits, and the vastness of their potential, including my own. For nearly 2 decades, and continuing to this very day, I've worked in and infiltrated the K-12 public education system. I practice meta and noetic psychology, as well as para-spirituality. I walked away from traditional practices to pursue a different path, the path of hidden history, suppressed science, and spirituality beyond religion. This is the path of mind over mind. And if you're here, something in you is ready to walk that path too. So let's go. I want to start by asking you something, and I need you to be honest with yourself. Have you ever had a thought, a question, maybe even a feeling that you pushed down because you weren't sure if it was okay to think it or feel it? Maybe it was in the church, maybe it was when you were in school, maybe it was while you were watching the news or scrolling through your social media. Either way, something didn't sit right with you. Something in you whispered, wait, is that true? Is that the whole story? But you let it go, because no one around you was asking that question, so you thought, well, maybe you were wrong to even wonder it. I'm here to tell you, you were not wrong. The question you swallowed, that was your mind trying to work the way it's designed to work. And somewhere along the way, you were taught, let me just say we were all taught, to stop asking. Let me share something with you. I'm not sharing this to make anyone feel bad or to point any fingers. I'm sharing this because the numbers tell a story. And once you see the story, you can't unsee it. More than half of all the adults in America, that's over 130 million people, struggle to truly comprehend written information. Not just read words on a page, but actually understand what those words mean, how they connect. What are they really saying? I'm talking about things like understanding the terms of a contract before you sign it, recognizing when the news is telling you facts versus when it's shaping your opinion. Knowing what rights you actually have and the ones you don't when you're dealing with the institutions. Being able to read between the lines of what a politician, a preacher, or any professional is really communicating. That is half the population. I'm going to let that land for just a moment. Here's what's interesting. It's getting worse, not better. More than half of all American adults, that's about 56%, read below what's considered to be proficient. That means they struggle with anything that is more complex than just something simple, straightforward text. And those with the lowest levels, people who can only barely handle basic reading tasks, well, that group has grown nearly 50% in just the last 6 years. The average American adult reads about at a 7th or 8th grade level. That's a comprehension level of a 12 or 13-year-old. And we as educators, trust me, we see this in the making in the classrooms today. Now, some folks might hear this and think, well, that's not me. I'm educated, I can read, I understand. And maybe it isn't you. But here where it gets deeper. Reading is only part of it. 96% of people believe they're good listeners. That's almost everybody. But when researchers actually test how well people really remember and understand something after a conversation, they only hold on to about half of what they heard. And if you let 2 days go by, well, that drops to 25%. So almost everybody thinks they're good listeners, while in fact, most of them are missing the message. And what about attention? In 2004, the average person could focus on one thing for about 2.5 minutes before getting distracted. Now, I'm not saying that that's good, but as of 2024, that attention span dropped to 47 seconds. 47 seconds! No wonder people are constantly fighting and causing problems because of miscommunicating and acting without understanding. Now, when most people hear these statistics, they may ask questions like, why are our schools failing? And what's happened to education? And those are fair questions. But there's another question to ask. One that doesn't get asked very often. And it is, what if this is not a failure of schools or the education system? What if somebody benefits when people can't understand what they're reading? When they can't hold a thought long enough to examine it? When they hear words but don't catch the meaning? I'm not asking you to believe anything. I'm just asking you to ponder the questions for a moment. Because a person who cannot comprehend can't ask questions. A person who can't ask questions can't push back. And a person who can't push back, well, that's a person that's easy to control and manipulate. I want to be clear about something. This is not about who's smart and who's not. I've met many people with advanced degrees who couldn't think their way out of a paper bag. Not because they lack ability, but because they were never taught how to ask questions when they were given something. And even when something inside them wanted to ask a question or challenge something, well, they were conditioned not to. They were rewarded for being compliant, punished if they got too curious, promoted if they just went with the flow, isolated if they dared push back. After a while, that inner voice learned to stay quiet, not because it had nothing to say, but because the cost of speaking, well, it felt too high of a cost to have to pay. We'll get into that more in this series of War on Comprehension. And then There's the people I've met who didn't go to college, and some who didn't even finish high school. But yet they could see right through a lie and manipulation because life taught them to pay attention. Comprehension is a different type of intelligence, one that is only acquired through a heightened sense of awareness and openness of your mind and heart. It's about whether you allow your mind to do what it naturally does. Wander, question, connect dots. Notice when something doesn't add up. When you were a child, you did this without even trying. You asked why all the time. You weren't satisfied with because I said so. You wanted to understand. But then slowly, that part of you got quiet and quieter because you learned through reward and punishment, through approval and rejection, through what got you praise and what got you in trouble. You learned to stay silent. So here's what I want to leave with you today. It's not an answer. It's an invitation. Start by paying attention to how you take in information and what you understand about it. When you read something, do you really understand it? Or do your eyes just move across the words? When someone's speaking to you, are you really listening to them? Or are you already thinking about what you're going to say next? When something doesn't feel right, do you stop and examine it? Or do you push that feeling down and just keep it moving? I'm not asking you to change anything yet. I'm just asking you to be more attentive. Because you cannot change what you refuse to see and accept. And the very first step out of that kind of confusion is simply this: recognizing that there are things you don't understand, or things that you choose not to acknowledge due to fear of what admitting that truth might mean for you and the life you've created for yourself. That question you were never taught to ask, it's still in you. It didn't go anywhere. It's just been waiting for permission to come back. Well, consider this your permission. If something in this landed for you, if it stirred up that part of you that used to wander, share this with someone that you think might need to hear it. In the next episode, we're going to go deeper into the war on comprehension and how it creates obedience rather than intelligence. Because obedience without understanding what's really going on is what the system taught you to do. And they are counting on you not knowing the difference. I'm going to leave you with these questions to consider. 1. What is the system? Or what are the systems? 2. Who or what is running the system or systems? 3. Why is it, or why are they, counting on your lack of comprehension and obedience? Until then, learn thyself, know thyself, and become thyself anew.